Today, we talk about...
Well, I want to know, like, what are your top 3 favorite guests that have been on Breakfast Club?
Man, okay. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he aside from being a character, he was just like a genuinely nice guy when he was up there.
I had that impression of him. I'm like, this is so clearly a professional troll.
Right.
That, like, similar to J-Lo, you have to, like, kind of have a cog there to know, like, okay, I know when to turn it on for this, how to do this, but also behind all this, I'm just like an okay person.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the guy.
I mean, obviously he's gotten into some extracurricular activities outside of music, but I mean, in like...
regardless of his rap shit.
Right, regardless of like the murders that he's allegedly connected to, but, like when he was just out, like chilling in like our lobby area, he was just like a regular dude, like really nice, took pictures of everybody, that kind of thing, so... He was cool, man. He was surprised. I think it's because I was surprised at how normal he was and like how much of just like a good dude he was. That's why it was a good interview.
Interesting. What do you think it was about the whole Tekashi situation that made it so interesting? Why is that the biggest viewed episode for you guys? Like why?
Man, I think because the interesting sort of dynamic was like I feel like they didn't come at him from like a way of trying to clown him, you know what I mean? They were coming at him almost like, let's understand your point of view, you know? And I think that interview, they did a really good job, especially the second one. They did a really good job of like balancing that out of like, allowing him to be himself and setting him up to be funny, but also kind of like talking to him as a real human being, And I think a lot of people with guys like him just want to get that moment. They want that viral moment. Right. And, they don't take the time to actually, like try to figure this kid out, Like I said, I think that second interview, I told a lot of people who hated on him before, like watch that interview because that's going to change your perspective of him. And I think that they did a good job of just making him comfortable and like, realizing like, we're not trying to clown you. Like we generally just want to see, what your deal is, you know what I mean? And I think he was able to express a lot more of his personality in those interviews, That's what I think.
And what's like the, again, behind the scenes as far as like how much prep do these guests get with, we're going to do like a pre-talk warm-up off air for like 5 minutes, or like you meet in the green room with them for a little bit. Oh, what do you want to talk about today? Like what's the inner goings of that? Like how much of that is involved?
They get zero prep and they literally just walk in the door and like it's
nice to meet you. Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously at this point they have relationships with most people that are coming in. They've met people, they've interviewed them, or they just know them somehow. But yeah, like the guests aren't really prepped on anything. They don't like the PR person might be like, hey, let's not talk about this kind of thing. Yeah. They literally will ignore that. And like if you tell that to Charlemagne, that he's going to make sure he asks that question. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of, you know what you're getting into as a guest. Like, they're going to ask the questions that they want to ask. And, you have to just be prepared for it, really. Right. They're not going to, like, warn you about anything. It's just like, this is, what we want to talk about, we're talking about. They're not afraid to ask those hard questions.
Right.